Hi folks, CB3 here for another live update. People ask me, what's the toughest part of your job? And I think they expect to hear, well, it's when this stock doesn't do this, or this index doesn't do that, or the Federal Reserve shocks us. Honestly, that's not the toughest part of the job, because we've been doing this 30 plus years. We have a very defined, systematic approach for how we enter a certain stock or ETF, when we're going to exit it, how long we're going to hold, when we're going to take partial profits, when we're going to let it run. That is all systematized. We've got other videos where I show you the selection process, and maybe you've already seen that, or you'll find it on the site here. But what's the toughest part of the job? When I get a phone call from a recent widow or widower, but quite often a widow, that says, I just lost my husband. And that sets in motion all kinds of difficulties with sometimes insecurities, angst, obviously heartache, sense of loss. But we are often called on to be a confidant in those times. My most recent time was October of 2023, when I was sent a photograph of this particular client at a dinner, beautiful smile on his face and enjoying life, living it up. And 4 hours later, he was dead of a sudden heart attack. Now, I wish I could say that this is the only time this has happened to me, but it's actually happened 6 times in my career. And that is definitely the toughest part of the job. But just know that we understand this as portfolio managers, because we're also relationship managers. You can't just be in the portfolio management business without understanding that relationships are foundational to everything that we do. Obviously, we love trading the markets, and most of the videos you see from me are going to be talking about how we interface with the markets, and that's what gets me excited. But there is nothing more important that we do than consoling a surviving client when a spouse has passed or a child has passed. We've had that happen one time, and oh, that is so difficult. So that's the answer to your question. What's the toughest part of our job? It's not the markets. We've been thrown curves by the Federal Reserve and the NASDAQ and COVID, certainly, and all kinds of things. But those, after a while, you just get used to. That's pretty much business as usual. But what's never business as usual is when a loved one, someone that you know, in this case, this man, we were friends. And he came to my live presentations. He came hear me preach a sermon in a church one time, came to our parties. We were having those. And then all of a sudden, after you get the picture, he's just gone. So that's the toughest part. But, God's blessed us here at our firm with the ability to be there, to wrap our arms either metaphorically or literally around the survivor. Certainly to comfort them that we know exactly where the monies are. And obviously, we're not attorneys, but we're interfacing with our clients' attorneys to make sure that all the estate issues are taken care of, so that that's at least one worry that doesn't happen at the loss of a loved one, and they're able to fully embrace their family and not think about the money matters. That's a very important part of what we do in those times. So there you go. That's the toughest part of what we do in this job. I'm CB3. This has been a live update. We hope you'll keep tuning in for these. If you have ideas on topics, send them to us, cb3@cb3.com. God bless you guys. We will see you in the next episode.